Hey everyone, welcome to TLC Sister Wives Recap. I'm Sarah, and if you're obsessed with the drama, twists, and turns of the Brown family like I am, you're in the right place. Each week, we dive into all the juicy details and dissect what went down on the latest episode. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing, and drop a comment below to let me know what you think of this whole mess. I'm dying to hear your thoughts. All right, let's get into it. If you thought things couldn't get more complicated in the Brown family, think again. In tonight's episode, the tension between Cody, Robyn, and Janelle reaches a boiling point, and it's clear that things are about to blow up in a way we've never seen before. Cody's manipulations are becoming more obvious. Robyn's control over the situation is growing stronger, and Janelle's patience is wearing thin. But the real question is, who will come out on top in this emotional battle? It's a fight for power, loyalty, and trust. And right now, it feels like no one is safe. Janelle's frustrations are bubbling to the surface, and it's clear she's starting to see through the manipulation. Meanwhile, Robyn is positioning herself as the golden wife. But how long will she be able to keep Cody's attention? And what happens when the cracks in their relationship begin to show? Tonight, we'll break down every explosive moment, every subtle gesture, and every power move. This isn't just another episode, it's a turning point in the Sister Wives saga. Stick with me because you won't want to miss what happens next. Trust me, it's a wild ride. Cody Brown's manipulative behavior is a constant undercurrent in the Sister Wives series, and nowhere is it more evident than in his relationship with Janelle. Over time, Cody has become a master at using guilt to manipulate his wives, particularly Janelle. Instead of addressing issues head on, he subtly pressures her into complying with his desires by making her feel responsible for family conflicts or as though she's not fully invested in their marriage. He often plays on her insecurities, pushing her to prove her commitment, all while maintaining a control over her emotions. Janelle, being one of the more independent wives, has always been a bit more resistant to Cody's dominance, which seems to irritate him. Cody uses guilt as a way to keep her in line, making statements that imply Janelle isn't fulfilling her role properly, or questioning her devotion to the family. This manipulation is not only damaging to their relationship, but also impacts her relationship with her children, especially her sons, Garrison and Gabriel. Cody's treatment of Janelle's kids is a stark contrast to how he treats Robyn's children. While Robyn's children are consistently doted on, Cody shows a cold, distant attitude toward Garrison and Gabriel. His lack of Cody Brown has long been the center of drama in the Sister Wives world. But what's often more disturbing than his actions is the subtle, yet calculated way he manipulates the emotions of the people around him, particularly his wives. When it comes to Janelle, Cody has a pattern of using guilt and control to keep her in line. As the only wife who consistently challenges him and pushes back on his rules, Janelle has become the target of his manipulative tactics. One of the most insidious ways Cody manipulates Janelle is by using guilt. Whether it's questioning her commitment to the family or accusing her of not supporting his decisions, he often makes her feel like she's failing in some way. This emotional pressure doesn't just affect Janelle, it's extended to her children as well. Cody has shown a clear favoritism toward Robyn's kids, but when it comes to Janelle's sons, Garrison and Gabriel, He often treats them with coldness and criticism. He rarely makes an effort to build a relationship with them, and in some instances, his dismissiveness has created an emotional rift between Janelle and her children. For Janelle, this dynamic is heartbreaking. Her desire for family unity clashes with Cody's favoritism toward Robyn and her kids. Cody has made it clear that his priority is Robyn, both in terms of emotional and physical affection, leaving Janelle to feel sidelined. His actions speak volumes. Robyn is constantly showered with praise and affection, while Janelle is often left feeling like a second class wife. This imbalance has created significant emotional strain for Janelle, who is torn between loyalty to her children and the desire to keep her marriage intact. The contrast in how Cody treats Robyn is glaring. She's his chosen wife, the one who seems to get the lion's share of his attention, love, and resources. While Robyn's children are lavished with praise, Janelle's kids are treated like afterthoughts. It's this toxic favoritism and manipulation that's been slowly eroding the relationships within the Brown family. And it's only a matter of time before the cracks widen further. Cody Brown's manipulative behavior is a constant undercurrent in the Sister Wives series. And nowhere is it more evident than in his relationship with Janelle. Over time, Cody has become a master at using guilt to manipulate his wives, particularly Janelle. Instead of addressing issues head on, he subtly pressures her into complying with his desires by making her feel responsible for family conflicts or as though she's not fully invested in their marriage. He often plays on her insecurities, pushing her to prove her commitment, all while maintaining a control over her emotions. Janelle, being one of the more independent wives, has always been a bit more resistant to Cody's dominance, which seems to irritate him. Cody uses guilt as a way to keep her in line, making statements that imply Janelle isn't fulfilling her role properly or questioning her devotion to the family. This manipulation is not only damaging to their relationship, but also impacts her relationship with her children, especially her sons, Garrison and Gabriel. Cody's treatment of Janelle's kids is a stark contrast to how he treats Robyn's children. While Robyn's children are consistently doted on, Cody shows a cold, distant attitude toward Garrison and Gabriel. His lack of effort to engage with them or form a meaningful bond only deepens the emotional rift in Janelle's relationship with her children. Garrison, in particular, has been vocal about his strained relationship with Cody, and it's clear that Janelle feels torn between defending her children and trying to maintain her marriage. This dynamic leaves Janelle emotionally drained and conflicted as she's left trying to balance her loyalty to Cody and her desire to protect her children. Meanwhile, Cody's favoritism toward Robyn is painfully obvious. He showers her with attention and affection, often leaving Janelle feeling neglected and secondary. This preferential treatment has created an imbalance in the family, with Cody giving Robyn the emotional validation and authority he withholds from Janelle. It's this ongoing favoritism and manipulation that fuels much of the tension in the family, creating an environment where emotional control is wielded like a weapon. Robyn Brown has slowly but surely established herself as the central figure in the Brown family, especially after her marriage to Cody. Her influence has grown exponentially, and while she's often presented as the sweet and understanding wife, a closer look reveals a complex, manipulative personality that thrives on control and emotional manipulation. One of the most notable ways Robyn exerts control is through her involvement in family decisions, especially when it comes to setting boundaries and dictating rules like the infamous COVID restrictions. Robyn was the one who insisted on strict protocols, including separating the family and limiting physical contact, all in the name of safety. While it's true that the pandemic warranted caution, her role in enforcing these rules revealed a deeper need for power and control. Robyn's control isn't just limited to practical decisions, it extends to emotional manipulation as well. One of her primary tactics is to present herself as a victim in most situations. Whether it's her struggle with being the new wife or her alleged mistreatment by the other wives, Robyn often plays the victim card, drawing sympathy from Cody and others in the family. She uses this victimhood narrative to paint herself as the one who is constantly under attack, deflecting any responsibility for the tension or issues in the family. This narrative helps her gain favor and shield herself from criticism while subtly shifting blame onto others. Perhaps the most glaring aspect of Robyn's manipulation is how she's able to shift blame, especially onto Cody. While it's clear that Cody is the one who has made many of the decisions impacting the family, Robyn is quick to deflect responsibility when things go wrong. She often positions herself as the innocent party who is merely following Cody's lead, all while keeping the focus on her own emotional needs and justifications. This allows her to avoid any scrutiny or accountability, instead, framing herself as the one who is simply trying to maintain peace and harmony in the family. Robyn's emotional immaturity is another factor that strains her relationships with the other wives. Her inability to take responsibility for her actions, coupled with her tendency to emotionally manipulate situations, creates a toxic dynamic within the family. She is often seen sulking or pouting when things don't go her way, which only escalates tension. Her emotional dependency on Cody only intensifies this immaturity as she constantly seeks his validation and attention, often at the expense of the other wives. Janelle and Christine, especially, have expressed frustration with Robyn's behavior, feeling that she manipulates Cody to gain an unfair advantage, further alienating her from the rest of the family. Ultimately, Robyn's narcissism and her ability to manipulate both Cody and the other wives have created a significant divide in the family. While Cody enables her behavior, it's clear that her emotional immaturity and tendency to avoid responsibility have added another layer of complexity and dysfunction to an already strained family dynamic. Janelle Brown's emotional withdrawal from Cody and Robyn has been a long time coming. After years of feeling sidelined and manipulated, Janelle has gradually distanced herself from the emotional chaos of the family, choosing self-preservation over remaining entangled in the web of manipulation that has defined her relationship with Cody. This emotional withdrawal isn't just about stepping back. It's a calculated move on Janelle's part to protect herself from further harm, particularly as she watches the favoritism and control that Cody consistently directs toward Robyn. For years, Janelle has been stuck in a position where her needs, emotions, and boundaries were secondary to Cody's priorities, which have increasingly centered around Robyn. Unlike the other wives, Janelle never seemed to demand the same attention or validation from Cody, often putting the family's needs above her own. However, as she's matured and her sense of self-worth has grown, she's begun to realize that remaining passive in her marriage to Cody only serves to further marginalize her. Her withdrawal is in many ways a reaction to the years of mistreatment and emotional neglect she's suffered. Janelle's struggle to stand her ground has become more visible in recent seasons. She's no longer the wife who simply accepts Cody's decisions without question. She's learned to assert her own voice, even if that means challenging Cody's authority. In doing so, Janelle is taking back control of her life and refusing to allow herself to be manipulated by Cody's guilt tactics or Robyn's emotional manipulation. She's drawn clear boundaries, refusing to be the emotional punching bag or the wife who bends to Cody's whims just to keep the peace. This stance has not come without its emotional toll, but it's evident that Janelle's withdrawal is a form of survival. Janelle's treatment, in comparison to the other wives, is stark. While Cody dotes on Robyn, giving her the lion's share of attention and control, Janelle is often left in the shadows. She is treated with less affection, and Cody has openly criticized her for not being as involved or emotionally present as Robyn. Yet, Janelle's decision to withdraw emotionally is not because of any lack of investment in the family. It's a direct response to the years of mistreatment and favoritism she's witnessed and endured. Unlike Robyn, who thrives on manipulating emotions and positioning herself as the chosen wife, Janelle has learned to distance herself from the drama. Her emotional withdrawal speaks volumes about her resilience and her refusal to allow herself to be emotionally manipulated any longer. It's a defense mechanism, but also a powerful statement about her reclaiming her autonomy. Janelle's journey has shown that sometimes stepping back is the most empowering choice you can make when you've been mistreated for far too long. The presence of reality TV has undeniably amplified the problems within the Brown family, turning their deeply personal struggles into a public spectacle. While the show initially began as a way to document a unique family dynamic, the pressure to create drama for entertainment has only worsened existing issues. Cody and his wives are forced to navigate their already strained relationships under the constant glare of cameras, and the result is often a portrayal that exaggerates their conflicts for viewership. The family is essentially forced to air their dirty laundry for the world to consume, turning their real-life struggles into storylines for the sake of ratings. This exploitation doesn't just affect the adults, it has a profound impact on the children as well. For the kids, growing up under the microscope of reality TV has been nothing short of traumatic. Not only are they expected to live their lives publicly, but their emotional turmoil, whether it's dealing with Cody's favoritism or the tension between the wives, is often displayed in ways that don't allow for privacy or healing. The emotional struggles of Garrison, Gabriel, and others are framed as plot points, making it difficult for them to process their emotions without feeling like they're part of the spectacle. The constant filming strips away any real space for healing or normalcy. They're not allowed to simply be kids. They are required to perform, whether they like it or not. This level of exposure can create long-term emotional scars, as their most vulnerable moments are put on display for an audience. Moreover, the pressure of reality TV doesn't allow room for true reconciliation within the family. The hypocrisy of Cody and Robyn Brown is one of the most frustrating aspects of the sister wives narrative, as both consistently refuse to take responsibility for their actions, instead using manipulation and blame shifting to deflect accountability. Together, they create a toxic dynamic that has increasingly fractured the family, all while positioning themselves as the innocent parties in the drama. At the heart of this hypocrisy is Cody's constant enabling of Robyn's behavior. Over the years, he has not only defended her at every turn, but has also openly criticized his other wives to protect her image. This creates a double standard, where Robyn can get away with poor behavior, emotional manipulation, favoritism, and controlling decisions, while Cody plays the role of the good guy who's simply trying to maintain peace in the family. For instance, when tensions arise between Robyn and the other wives, Cody rarely takes the time to evaluate Robyn's role in the conflict. Instead, he blames the other wives for not being more understanding or supportive of Robyn's needs. His willingness to play the villain for everyone else in the family allows Robyn to remain shielded from scrutiny, further reinforcing her sense of entitlement and emotional manipulation. Cody's defense of Robyn isn't just about loyalty, it's also a form of guilt avoidance. Instead of confronting his own flaws or taking responsibility for the damage his favoritism has caused, Cody uses guilt to manipulate the situation. He makes Janelle and Christine feel as though they're the ones causing the problems in the family by not supporting Robyn enough or not being accommodating to her emotional needs. This tactic is a classic form of deflection. By making the others feel guilty for their perceived wrongs, Cody avoids taking any real responsibility for his own role in the toxic family dynamic. His reluctance to confront the real issues in the family, namely his emotional neglect of his other wives and his favoritism toward Robyn, fuels much of the dysfunction. Meanwhile, Robyn's own hypocrisy is equally apparent. She constantly plays the victim in every situation, framing herself as the one who's misunderstood, mistreated, and trying to hold it all together, while the others fall short. This narrative allows her to deflect blame for her own actions, particularly her role in creating tension between the wives. When conflicts arise, Robyn rarely admits any fault. Instead, she positions herself as the one who's being unfairly attacked by the others. Whether it's accusing Janelle and Christine of being too critical or portraying herself as the sacrificial wife who always puts the family first, Robyn consistently avoids any real introspection. Her victimhood serves as a shield that prevents her from acknowledging her own manipulative behaviors, whether it's using Cody's affection to control situations or pitting him against his other wives. So, let's take a moment to reflect on everything we've just unpacked. Cody's manipulative tactics have created a toxic power dynamic where he uses guilt to maintain control, especially with Janelle. Robyn's emotional manipulation and control have only added fuel to the fire as she plays the victim and shifts blame while keeping herself in the center of the drama. And Janelle, poor Janelle, has emotionally withdrawn, not just from Cody, but from the family as a whole, after years of being neglected and treated as secondary. As we watch the Brown family struggle, we have to ask ourselves, how much longer can this family keep going down this path? Is there a point where they'll all break free from these toxic cycles? And, most importantly, will they ever be able to heal and rebuild their relationships? Or has the damage already been done? I want to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below with your take on Cody, Robyn, and Janelle's complex dynamics. Do you think Janelle will ever be able to stand up for herself fully? Will Robyn's control continue to dominate the family? And is Cody ready to confront his own role in all of this? Make sure to like and subscribe for more in-depth discussions on the Brown family's journey. Because trust me, things are about to get even more intense. I'll be back soon to dive into the next episode. Believe me, you won't want to miss it. Until then, keep reflecting on what we've seen and stay tuned for more juicy insights.